Hey everyone, here's 10 more minutes of useless League of Legends information. The two Ks in Echo are meant to look like a rewind symbol. The first team to destroy the enemy Nexus wins, most of the time. It's actually possible to still lose if you surrender right before the Nexus dies. Because Teemo is one of the smallest champions in the game, it has led to it also becoming a unit of measure for League. In other words, it's completely appropriate to say something like, I was only 2 Teemos away from being in range for that kill. League of Legends has 115 million monthly players. Summoner's Rift was originally supposed to be a 6v6 map. Vel'Koz's AD used to increase by pi per level, as in 3.14, because his kit is all about geometry. There's cupcakes in Caitlyn's traps, and the ability is also called Yordle Snap Trap because, Yordles love cupcakes. You used to be able to see the word pentakill in the lightning when using the old pentakill Olaf skin. Rakan has a voice line where he says,
"When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead." True story.
Which is a reference to Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. Talon is Katarina and Cass's adopted brother. Fiora's joke button draws a picture of Teemo. Pyke and Rengar both do the haka. Akali does the single ladies dance. Riven's abilities were inspired by Marth from Super Smash Bros, and she was even coded under the name Marth during her design phase. A portal will spawn in base if a Freljord champion is on your team. Camille is the only champion in the game that has a physical damage shield. On Latin servers, Bard is listed as Bardo. Aphelion means furthest from the sun, which is what Aphelios is based off of. Aphelios is also the first champ with less than 4 abilities. Smeara is the first champion in the game to have a taunt skill shot that actually does damage. If you use Control 2 by default, Smeara will flip a coin in front of her, dealing an insane 1 damage to the enemy. She also loses 1 GP in the process.
Trust me.
Nasus backwards is Susan. Rumble has such a big crush on Tristana that he even named his machine Tristy. Twitch can go invisible and then recall, staying invisible the whole time.
Attention gamers. Rav here with a bonus tidbit for you gamers. In your League client, if you go to your collection then select champions and filter by role, the one listed under the marksman category are the best champs to play if you want to prevent eye strain, as most of the time your screen won't have all those bright colors on it.
I gotta say, the man speaks nothing but facts. Caitlyn has the longest basic attack damage at 650. There used to be a bug where you could pull someone across the entire map as Blitzcrank if you timed it right. Lux's ult used to be called Finale's Funkin. Nunu is named after one of the developer's dogs. A rubber duck will spawn if all 5 team members of your team are wearing pool party skins. Using Control 5 will make Heimerdinger switch between his normal walk and his derpy walk. If a Poro is fed too much on ARAM, it'll explode into tiny Poros. 3.8 million people watched Worlds 2020 this year. Yasuo is based on a real person named Miyamoto Musashi, a Japanese swordsman, philosopher, and writer. Yellow Jacket Shen is a reference to Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. There's an old item called the Emblem of Valor sitting on a tower here on the top side of the map. There's a carving of Aatrox in the top lane. There's a Sai and Pizza in the bot lane, which is a reference to Raphael and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a carving of the Nexus here next to the Wolves camp. During the peak of the pandemic, around mid-March, North American League of Legends servers hit 90% capacity. It could be a coincidence, but Ivern is an anagram of Riven. You should probably never use this, but there's a ping button in the top left of your minimap that you can use to, ping. If you have 5 Bilgewater champions, 2 sharks will spawn at the bottom of the map. Vayne takes 1 less damage from Leona in unranked matches because she wears sunglasses. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there was no winter on Rift this year. Riot responded saying they wanted to focus on long-term changes instead of short-term changes. Singed with his surfer skin gets 1 more movement speed than other champions would when going through Nami's ult. Nidalee used to have a Cougar passive where nearby allies gain +5 experience every 5 seconds if they were a lower level than Nidalee. When a control ward has been alive for 5 minutes or longer, it gets a status that says Distinguished Order of Ward Longevity and Health. It also starts sparkling. Talon is voiced by the same guy who did the dub for Colonel Mustang and Full Metal Alchemist, Travis Willingham. When there are 2 Freljordian leaders on each team, also known as Ashe, Sejuani, or Lissandra, then the side quest Battle for Freljord can appear. This activates when 20 takedowns are achieved, which is the sum of kills and assists. Once the event activates, each leader is tasked with taking each other down. The winner receives an ice crown floating above their head. Nico's W can go through Bard portals. When you're hit by a Morgana binding, your status says, "This unit is unable to move." Lasts for roughly 3 years.
Hey everyone, RossBoomSocks here to give you a little extra piece of information. Did you know you can actually achieve negative AD in League of Legends? With abilities like Trinimir's Mocking Shout lowering your AD by up to 80, you can actually go into the negative. You can even go as low as numbers like negative 40 AD on champions like Orianna. Despite this, no matter how low your AD is, you'll never actually heal somebody even if your AD is in the negatives. You'll always do the lowest possible base AD that your character currently has.
The idea of negative AD is insane. I honestly didn't even know that was possible. Similar to how Lee Sin is a play-on for Listen, Yuumi is a play-on for you and me. I might butcher this, so don't hate me, but Kaisa is Romanian for peach, which is why Kaisa's favorite food is peaches. If you end the game with Rift Herald, she'll start dancing. Shen can ult Fiddlesticks' ward, and Galio can do the same thing. If Darius gets 5 stacks, it'll only stay on the real clone. This goes for any clones as well. Speaking of which, Yuumi can also go on clones. When Garen uses his E, it says Garen is spinning to win. Hey there, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. You can use D as a shortcut to make your champion dance. Works best in ranked matches. If you type in pink ward, control wards will come up. If you dance in front of Shelly, she'll start dancing with you. Lilip's eyes continue to glow when you're in a bush. Victor's favorite drink is milk. Singed is an anagram for design. This might be because it was the first champion designed. When Karma uses her shield on someone, it gives them a buff that says vroom vroom. Talon means jump in Filipino/Tagalog. In 2013, a 1v1 and 2v2 game mode was released to League of Legends called Showdown. Youmuu's Ghostblade is inspired by the character Youmuu Kompok, who's half ghost, hence the name Ghostblade. If you last hit the Nexus, it'll give you 50 gold. Jax's favorite food are eggs, and Rakan's favorite food is chocolate. Pantheon in Greek translates into all the gods. Katarina's ultimate will light up when an invisible enemy is nearby like Teemo. It will also light up when people are in bushes. There are some abilities that will change direction from where they were initially casted if you click flash quick enough, such as Aurelia's ult or Camille's E. Jax is Gragas' drinking buddy, according to the lore. Skarner used to say Skarner as a tribute to Pokemon when he sat in a bush long enough. Alright, I got called out last time, so I'm here to correct myself. The actual highest ranked player is a cast main on the Super Chinese server with over 2,000 LP. Aatrox gets his sword out when there's an enemy nearby. Lucian can also participate in the Sentinels of Light Don't Fear the Dark side quest if he's in the game with Senna and Thresh. The old item Heart of Gold was a reference to Neil Young's Heart of Gold song. Ivern is voiced by the same person as Jiraiya from Naruto, who is David Lodge. On that same note, Yasuo was voiced by the same person who did Gaara, who is Liam O'Brien.
Hey guys, RTB here, bringing you some extra added useless information on this channel. Did you know that Katarina's new Battle Queen skin is actually Echidna who got isekai'd from ReZero into Summoner's Rift? And did you know that there is actually a vision blind spot in the enemy base where if you were to flash just over the gate, the enemy will have no vision on you? This allows for some pretty sleek outplays. And lastly, and most importantly, did you know that Janna has 4 barefoot skins, which is the most out of all the human female champions? Thanks, Riot Games.
Thank you indeed, Riot Games. Did you know you can buy items with one click if you use your right mouse button? This honestly blew my mind. I've been playing this game forever and I'd always just left click twice. Lee Sin was originally known as Blind Monk but was cancelled for being too boring. But after 2 years, the League of Legends community convinced Riot to reconsider, which as you already know, they did. The popular design company Louis Vuitton made the trophy case for Worlds 2020 as well. Jace's E along with some other champion abilities were actually coded as invisible minions. This caused some problems because the opponents would sometimes kill those invisible minions, gaining extra gold and experience. If you're on ARAM and you type in the golden bicep or arm of Kobe, the Guardian's horn will pop up. There's some skins and champions that line up together in the loading screen. Soraka was inspired by the Priestess of the Moon from the original Dota. One of their abilities even had the same name. When playing Deep Terror Thresh, you have a small chance of pulling up a rubber tire instead of a chest when recalling. You can surrender in the menu instead of typing /FF. Mordekaiser translates to Murder Emperor from German. Morda means murder and Kaiser means emperor. I think this is a given, but Trinity Force was inspired by The Legends of Zelda. Anivia does the chicken dance, and Galio does this as well in his Berdeo skin. Twisted Fate does the Gundam style dance. You can use /note or /n to write notes to yourself in-game. Lux's W originally stealthed allies, but it never made it to the live servers because there were too many issues with the interactions. Ezreal's W used to heal allies, and he could even heal himself if he E'd into it. You could W and then E really fast and hit yourself with your own heal. This would also work with Flash. Karthus can ult Mordekaiser even if he's in his realm and Karthus isn't there. Magifelix was the first player to hit Challenger in all 5 roles at the same time. There's a deer or elk at the left side of the screen as well. League of Draven and Silas's Hijack are the only 2 abilities that interact with the chat interface. If you surrender right after the other team surrenders, then you're the one who will lose the game. I have to say, I've done this a fair amount of times trying to troll. Jin's dance is a reference to the Lezginka dance. Talon's dance is a reference to Michael Jackson. You can use Fiora's W on Rift Herald when it charges into you to stun your opponents. Rengar and Kha'Zix are based off of the movie Predator vs. Alien. Draven can catch another Draven's axe. When he does, sometimes he'll say things like, "Nice axe, I'll take it," or yoink. Nasher, as in Baron Nasher, is an anagram for Roshan, which is basically the Baron of Dota 2. You can combo Blitzcrank's hook and Kallista's ult together to make an even longer hook. Anyways, that is 10 more minutes of useless League of Legends information. If you haven't already seen my previous info videos, go check those out. Also, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Rav, RossBoomSocks, and RTB for contributing their facts and infos to this video. If you don't already know who they are, first off, what are you doing? And then second off, go check them out because they make some really funny and quality League of Legends content. There's a link in the description for all 3 of their channels. Also, a huge shout out to all of you because I used a lot of your comments from the last videos in making this video. Anyways, that's all I got for this time around, and I'll see you next time. Bye!